My beloved child, you left your house thinking it was just another ordinary day. You locked the door. You walked away. You had no idea that while you were gone, something quiet, unexpected, and deeply meaningful was unfolding behind those walls. Don't skip this moment. What I am about to reveal is not random. It is not coincidence. Something huge is waiting for you. Your neighbor checked your house while you were gone. At first, it sounds simple. Almost normal. Maybe you had asked them to collect a package. Maybe they noticed something out of place. Maybe they just wanted to ensure everything was safe. But what they found was not what anyone expected. When they stepped inside, they felt something different. Not fear. Not confusion. But a presence. A calmness. A stillness that felt intentional. As if your space had been quietly preparing for something greater. Stay till the end, because this is where the story shifts. Your neighbor walked through your living room and paused. The light coming through the window touched the floor in a way that looked almost symbolic. The air felt lighter than usual. There was a sense that something had changed, not physically, but energetically. They noticed small details. The book you left slightly open. The photo frame on the table. The cup you forgot to move. Ordinary things, yet together they felt like a message frozen in time. And then they realized something surprising. Your house did not feel empty. It felt expectant. As if the walls themselves were holding on to a quiet anticipation. As if your absence was not a gap, but a preparation. As if your return would mean more than you imagined. Don't skip. You need to hear this. Your neighbor later told you that standing in your home felt like standing in the middle of a transformation. They could not explain it logically. They just felt it. A shift. A subtle but powerful change. It was as if your house had become a mirror of your inner journey. While you were away, you were questioning yourself. Doubting decisions. Wondering if you were moving in the right direction. Wondering if your efforts even mattered. But your space was silently proving something. Growth had already begun. The energy inside your home felt organized. Focused. Ready. As though everything you have been working toward was aligning behind the scenes. Something huge is waiting for you. Your neighbor walked into your bedroom and noticed the calmness there. The bed neatly made. The quiet atmosphere. It felt intentional. Like a pause before a new chapter. They didn't find anything dramatic. No shocking object. No mysterious package. What they found was clarity. And that clarity is the revelation. Your life is not chaotic the way you think it is. It is aligning. Quietly. Steadily. Without loud announcements. The reason this matters is because when someone else steps into your space and senses peace instead of disorder, it means you are stronger than you believe. You have built something stable. You have created an environment that reflects resilience. Stay till the end, because the deeper meaning is unfolding. Your neighbor later admitted that being inside your house made them reflect on their own life. They realized you have been handling more than anyone sees. They realized your silence has been strength. They realized your calm exterior hides a powerful determination. And here is the once-in-a-lifetime revelation. While you thought you were behind in life, your foundation has already been secured. While you thought nothing was happening, alignment was quietly taking place. While you doubted your progress, your environment was already reflecting transformation. Don't skip this truth. The house your neighbor walked into was not just a building. It was evidence. Evidence that you are not lost. Evidence that you are not stuck. Evidence that your next step will feel different. Because when someone enters your space and feels hope instead of heaviness, it means your breakthrough is closer than you think. Your neighbor found peace. They found order. They found potential. But most importantly, they found confirmation. Confirmation that you are on the edge of something meaningful. Something that will make sense of the waiting. Something that will validate the quiet nights of self-reflection. Something that will show you that nothing you endured was wasted. And here is the emotional truth you need to hold on to right now. Your absence created space. And space creates clarity. Clarity creates direction. Direction creates momentum. Momentum creates change. This is not about your neighbor checking your house. This is about the universe revealing to you that while you were away, distracted, uncertain, doubting, your life was stabilizing itself. Something huge is waiting for you. When you walk back into that house, you are not returning as the same person who left. You are returning with awareness. You are returning with quiet confidence. You are returning with the understanding that the foundation beneath you is stronger than you imagined. Don't skip the next part of this journey. Because what your neighbor felt inside your home is only the beginning. The real discovery is what is about to unfold when you step fully into the life that has been patiently preparing for you. Stay till the end of this story. The next part will reveal what changed the moment you walked back through that door, and why nothing will ever feel ordinary again. The door opened, and in that quiet second, everything felt different. You stepped inside your home expecting familiarity. The same walls. The same silence. The same ordinary air. But what greeted you was something you could not name. A stillness that felt alive. A calm that felt intentional. As if your house had been holding its breath, waiting for you to return. Don't skip this moment. Because this is where the revelation begins to unfold. You placed your keys down slowly. Even that simple sound echoed differently. Not louder, just deeper. More aware. You walked into the living room, and suddenly you understood what your neighbor had tried to explain. It wasn't about what they saw. It was about what they felt. And now you felt it too. The space felt aligned. Balanced. Centered. As though something had quietly rearranged itself while you were away. Not furniture. Not objects. But energy. Intention. Direction. Stay till the end, because what you are about to realize is rare. You walked toward the window where the light streamed in. It seemed brighter. clearer, almost symbolic. You remembered how uncertain you felt the day you left. How heavy your thoughts were. How unsure you were about your path. Yet now, standing there, you sensed something powerful. Clarity. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just steady and undeniable. Your neighbor hadn't found a secret hidden in a drawer. They hadn't discovered something shocking in a corner. What they found was alignment. And what you are feeling right now is confirmation. Something huge is waiting for you. You moved through each room slowly, almost as if seeing your own life from the outside. The bedroom felt peaceful. The kitchen felt warm. Even the smallest details, a folded blanket, a quiet clock ticking, felt intentional. And then it hit you. While you were gone, worrying about whether you were enough, your environment remained steady. While you were questioning your future, your foundation did not shake. While you were doubting your growth, growth was still happening. Don't skip this truth. The reason your neighbor felt something powerful in your house is because your life has reached a threshold. You are no longer in survival mode. You are no longer in confusion. You are standing at the edge of transformation. And the shocking part? It has been happening quietly. No loud announcement. No dramatic sign. Just subtle alignment. The kind that only reveals itself when you pause long enough to notice. Stay till the end. Because there is something even deeper. As you stood in the center of your home, you felt an unexpected emotion rise inside you. Pride. Not the loud kind. Not the kind that demands attention. But the quiet pride of someone who has endured more than anyone knows, and kept going. Your neighbor sensed your strength before you did. They felt the resilience in your space. They felt the calm that only comes after storms have passed. And here is the once-in-a-lifetime revelation. The thing they found in your house was evidence of who you are becoming. You are becoming grounded. You are becoming intentional. You are becoming ready. Ready for opportunities that require stability. Ready for relationships that require maturity. Ready for blessings that require preparation. Don't skip this realization. Because the title of this story is not about curiosity. It is about awakening. Your neighbor checked your house while you were gone and found a foundation strong enough to hold your next chapter. And now that you have stepped back inside, you can feel it. The hesitation you carried before leaving no longer fits the space. The doubts you replayed in your mind no longer echo here. Instead, there is anticipation. A quiet sense that something is about to shift externally the way it has already shifted internally. Something huge is waiting for you. You may not see it yet. You may not have received the message or the opportunity or the sign. But the alignment is undeniable. Your house reflects readiness. And readiness attracts change. This is the moment you stop underestimating yourself. This is the moment you realize that stability is power. This is the moment you understand why everything felt paused before. It wasn't a pause. It was preparation. Stay till the end, because this next understanding will change how you see everything. When your neighbor stepped into your home, they unknowingly stepped into a turning point. They became a witness. A witness to the calm before elevation. A witness to the quiet strength you have built. And now you are witnessing it too. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not overlooked. You are positioned. Positioned for clarity. Positioned for alignment. Positioned for a shift that will feel almost surreal when it arrives. Don't skip this. Because the next part of this story is not about what someone else felt in your space. It is about what is about to enter your life because of the strength that space represents. You walked back into your house thinking nothing had changed. But everything has changed. The foundation is set. The alignment is complete. The silence is no longer empty, it is expectant. And as you stand there, breathing in the calm you once overlooked, you realize something profound. You are ready. Ready for the knock on the door you didn't see coming. Ready for the opportunity that feels too perfect to be random. Ready for the moment that makes you look back and say, this is why everything had to happen the way it did. Stay till the end of this journey. Because the next discovery will not be found in your house. It will be found in your life. And when it arrives, you will remember this feeling. The feeling of walking into your own space and realizing, you were stronger than you thought all along. There was a sound you almost ignored. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just a gentle knock at your door the evening after you returned. The kind of knock that could easily be dismissed. But something inside you said, this is it. Don't skip this moment. Because this is where the title becomes real. You opened the door, and there stood your neighbor. Calm. Thoughtful. Almost hesitant. They weren't there to borrow anything. They weren't there to complain. They were there because they needed to tell you what they found while you were gone. And what they said next made your heart pause. They told you that when they stepped into your home, they didn't just feel peace. They felt purpose. Stay till the end, because this changes everything. They described how, standing in your living room, they suddenly remembered a conversation you once had. A dream you once shared. A plan you once doubted out loud. And being inside your space made them realize something shocking. You have been closer to your breakthrough than you think. They said your house didn't feel like a place waiting for rescue. It felt like a place ready for arrival. Something huge is waiting for you. Your neighbor explained that while you were away, they found an envelope near your table. Not hidden. Not secret. Just resting there. It wasn't opened. It wasn't dramatic. But it had your name written clearly across the front in your own handwriting. They assumed it was something important, so they left it untouched. Now, standing at your door, they gently reminded you about it. You walked back inside slowly, your heart beating with curiosity. You remembered writing that envelope weeks ago during a quiet night when you promised yourself something. You had written a letter to your future self. Don't skip this revelation. You picked it up with slightly trembling hands. You had forgotten about it completely. Life had distracted you. Doubt had buried it. But now, after everything your neighbor described, it felt significant. You opened it. Inside was a simple message you wrote to yourself during a moment of clarity. By the time you read this, you will have stopped underestimating yourself. Stay till the end. Because the timing of this is not random. Your neighbor looked at you and said something you will never forget. They said, "Your house felt like someone who has already stepped into their next chapter." In that moment, you realized what they truly found. They found evidence of your intention. They found proof of your preparation. They found a space aligned with growth. And now you were holding a letter written by a version of you who believed in your strength more than you did. Something huge is waiting for you. The shock wasn't that your neighbor entered your house. The shock was that everything aligned at the exact moment you needed confirmation. You left your home uncertain. You returned grounded. Your neighbor felt your strength before you recognized it. And the letter reminded you of the promise you made to yourself. Don't skip this understanding. This is bigger than coincidence. When your neighbor checked your house while you were gone and found peace, purpose, and preparation, they unknowingly discovered the evidence of your transformation. And now you are seeing it clearly. You are no longer the person who left that door days ago. You are someone who understands their foundation. Someone who understands that alignment doesn't always announce itself loudly. Someone who sees that readiness attracts opportunity. Stay till the end. Because here is the most surprising part. The very next morning after that conversation, you received an unexpected message. A message connected to the dream you once spoke about. The same dream your neighbor remembered while standing in your living room. It wasn't overwhelming. It wasn't exaggerated. It was simple. But it was real. An opportunity. A conversation. A door slightly opening. And suddenly, everything made sense. Your space aligned first. Your mindset aligned next. And now your reality is beginning to align. Something huge is waiting for you. The house your neighbor stepped into was never just a building. It was a reflection. A reflection of stability built quietly. A reflection of strength developed silently. A reflection of someone who has done the internal work without applause. Don't skip this final truth. You thought the story was about someone checking your house. But the real story is about confirmation. Confirmation that you are not behind. Confirmation that your preparation was not wasted. Confirmation that the shift you've been waiting for has already begun. Your neighbor found alignment. You found belief. And together, those two discoveries unlocked momentum. As you sit there now, holding that letter and replaying that conversation, you can feel it. The anticipation. The readiness. The subtle excitement that comes when you know something meaningful is about to unfold. Stay till the end of this journey. Because the next chapter will not surprise you with chaos. It will surprise you with fulfillment. And when it does, you will remember this moment. The moment you realized that while you were gone, everything was quietly coming together for you. Just when you thought the story had revealed everything, another layer unfolded quietly. The night after you read that letter, you couldn't sleep. Not because of worry, but because of awareness. You walked through your house again, slower this time. Intentional. Present. Every step felt symbolic, like you were walking through chapters of your own life. Don't skip this. Because what your neighbor found was only the beginning. What you are about to discover now is the real turning point. You stopped in the hallway and looked around. The same walls. The same framed memories. The same familiar silence. But something inside you had shifted permanently. You realized your house had become a witness. A witness to your doubts. A witness to your growth. A witness to the promises you whispered when no one else was listening. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. You walked back to the table where the envelope had been. That simple letter from your past self no longer felt small. It felt prophetic. It felt like a checkpoint. A marker placed in time to prove that you were always meant to arrive at this version of yourself. And then you noticed something else. Next to the envelope was a small object you hadn't paid attention to before. A notebook. Closed. Plain. Almost invisible. It had been there for weeks, maybe longer. You opened it. Inside were pages filled with ideas you once wrote down. Goals you almost forgot. Plans you once felt too afraid to pursue. And as you read each page, something astonishing became clear. You have already been preparing for what is coming. The dreams you thought were unrealistic were written in detail. The plans you thought were distant were structured with clarity. The version of you that doubted everything had still taken action. Don't skip this realization. Your neighbor stepped into your house and found alignment. But now you are stepping into your own mind and finding evidence. Evidence that you are not accidental. Evidence that your journey has direction. Evidence that your next move will not be random. Something huge is waiting for you. And here is the shocking truth. The opportunity that contacted you yesterday? It aligns perfectly with something written in that notebook months ago. The conversation you received? It connects directly to a plan you outlined in those pages. This is not coincidence. This is confirmation. You thought your neighbor checking your house was a small event. But it triggered awareness. Awareness led to remembrance. Remembrance led to clarity. And clarity is about to lead to action. Stay till the end. Because the biggest revelation is not external. It's internal. You sit down in your living room and take a deep breath. The same room your neighbor stood in. The same space they described as peaceful and purposeful. Now you understand why they felt that. Your house wasn't waiting. It was ready. Ready for you to finally believe what has been true all along. You are capable. You are prepared. You are aligned. Don't skip this moment. Because there comes a point in every journey where everything clicks at once. The doubt fades. The noise quiets. The hesitation dissolves. And you are left with one undeniable truth. You were never behind. You were building. The reason your house felt different when you returned is because you returned different. The reason your neighbor sensed something powerful is because you have crossed an invisible line from uncertainty into readiness. And here is the once-in-a-lifetime realization. You didn't need a dramatic sign. You didn't need a loud announcement. You needed awareness. And awareness arrived the moment someone else stepped into your space and reflected your strength back to you. Something huge is waiting for you. Not in some distant future. Not in some unreachable dream. But in the very next step you choose to take. The next call you answer. The next opportunity you say yes to. The next moment you decide to trust yourself. Stay till the end of this journey. Because now the title makes perfect sense. Your neighbor checked your house while you were gone and found readiness, alignment, evidence. And now that you see it too, nothing can make you doubt your foundation again. You stand up slowly. You look around one more time. And instead of seeing ordinary walls, you see chapters.